Today, class, we will be working on a think, pair, share. I'm going to say the prompt out loud, and then I'm going to ask you to individually work on it, and then later I will have you guys compare your answers. So the first prompt is, Ross has B boxes of cookies, and Gabby has 35 boxes of cookies. Together, they sold 69 cookies altogether. Figure out how many cookies Ross has sold. As you just saw, my friend Rachel and my roommate Danica are doing their think, pair, share. I asked them a question, being a 3rd grade teacher in a 3rd grade class, to please do the assigned assignment. It would most likely be written on the board, and the kids would then look at it and then compute their answers. In this redesign, though, I am having them turn it in on their laptop using either a Google form or Google Docs, Seesaw, Peer Deck, whichever method I have specifically chosen, and they are going to turn it in to me online. And then I, as a teacher, am going to look through their answers that they have just submitted and pair them with different students who have come up with different answers. My reasoning for this being that then this way I can have them explain to each other their reasonings, which will then reinforce in their memory how to do the problem, and it makes them think more about why they did their steps and how they did it. Okay, Rachel and Danica, you guys are paired together. Please compare your answers. As I previously mentioned, I asked Rachel and Danica to please compare their answers. They both had different answers that they had submitted, so I paired them because I thought they would be a good match. Rachel did indeed have the correct answer, and Danica did not. She somehow ended up with a completely different answer with different numbers. So I don't know how that happened, but that's what happens in a classroom. You never know what the students are going to get, especially when you have just taught this and you want just to see how much they remember. So they paired up and then they started talking, which again reinforces in their mind how they did the problem. And if they are wrong, hopefully helps them learn from another student saying it in different terms than just what the teacher has said, because maybe this time it'll stick in their brain of how they got it wrong and what they did wrong in order to correct the steps. Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys to share your answers with the class. Rachel, can you please tell us how you got your answer?
Well, I did 35 subtracted from 69. So I got that Ross sold 34 cookies.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, Danica, can you please tell us how you got your answer?
So I took 69 and I subtracted 39 from it, and I got 30. Yeah?
Oh,
I'm
right?
No.
Okay. Just what is this video?
Thank you for sharing, though. The redesigned learning task that I have identified compares to a traditional application of this in the fact that in a traditional way, you just have it on a pen and paper and you can't really see all of the students' work. You can only hear snippets of their conversations between other students or when you ask them to share out loud. Whereas when you ask them to send in their work and their answers on the computer screen, you're then able to see how people did it and then be able to mix and match those students based on their work, which you would normally not be able to do on with pen and paper because of the fact that you can't look You can't go collect everyone's work all at once. That's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take up more class time than you want this to take, because normally this activity takes about 10 minutes or so, and then you're cutting into more class time, and that's not what you want.